That was his greatness. In the first anniversary, when her first anniversary was approaching, Acharya Vinoba Bhave, who was a very faithful follower of Gandhian principles, said, somebody suggested, let's call it Gandhiji Day. And he said, no, it should not be done. And he narrated this, that his ideals should be propagated and people should be encouraged to experiment with it and follow it. That is the greatest homage we can pay to the great name. So he suggested it should be called Sarvodaya Day. Gandhiji's philosophy of Sarvodaya is not something new at all. It is very ancient outlook on life of great rishis of India. If we have studied Bhagavad Gita in the true spirit, not merely with a scholastic eye, the true spirit of unity of self, unity of nature, of the aim of human being after having come into this world is freedom of soul. That is the highest happiness of all, only when all are devoted to this highest ideal. And all other things in life should bring it into effect. Your economics, your political management of your country, your economic philosophy, everything should conform to that highest ideal. Otherwise, mere political economy, as we are following today, becomes very unjust and very destructive. So, this is in a nutshell, what Gandhiji spoke of the ideal of Sarvodaya. Now, we see, we have many political theories, we have many economic theories. Now, the rule of the kings, monarchy is over, no more to return. Today is democracy. Rule by the people, of the people, and for the people. And we have many systems of social and economic development. One is socialism and communism. The other is the other opposite, capitalism and industrialization. Now, what Gandhiji showed, which is whatever Gandhiji spoke, is in perfect accord with what our ancient sages spoke. If you are familiar with the teachings of the great sages of India, especially in our epics and in our Upanishads, if you discern that, what Gandhiji spoke was exactly the same thing. Only thing is, unlike giving learned lectures on these subjects, he lived it. He lived the ideal in his private and public life with truth, non-violence, and continence as the fundamental ethical principles aimed at the emancipation, development, and progress, in the true sense of the progress of all beings. He showed that socialism and communism can never succeed, though their aim is laudable. That is, to bring about equitable distribution of wealth and status in society. That aim is laudable. But any laudable end, can that be achieved by a means which is not compatible with the laudable object? The means employed by them is violence, force. So you can never succeed. It's true, is it not? Whereas communism succeeded. If socialism is still existent somewhere, it makes thousands of people idle with free doles and all that. and it can never succeed. It in fact degrades man. And it does not bring about any equitable opportunities and to progress is a true sense of the term. On the other hand, you have capitalist economy, to which we are wedded today. So much wedded today that we don't even understand what Sarvodaya means, what Sarvodaya ideal means, what its philosophy is. We don't even understand that. So, we have seen effects of capitalism and industrialization. What it has done is concentration of wealth in the hands of a few and vast majority, vast millions of people, masses, at the base of the pyramid of so-called development, the handful few at the apex, they are in a very difficult situation. They become dehumanized, they become degraded, and though all the talk of poverty alleviation and all that will not work, and we'll come to that why it will not work. And you have seen how industrialization and this kind of a capitalist political economy, what havoc it has done in the world, environmental degradation, of unspeakable degradation, unparalleled in history. They have polluted rivers, oceans, soil, and it has dehumanized man. He became a cog in the machine, and it is just rush. And what is the ultimate aim? Generating material wealth, acquisition of more and more material wealth. And with its demonstrating social impact. So we did not go detailed into it, it's all evident to us. Look at India. Every day in the newspaper you say, we are adding millionaires into the, India is adding to the list of billionaires. It is spoken of with pride. It seems to be very foolish. And on the other hand, you see hundreds of millions of people in a terrible condition, without basic necessities, malnutrition. They even do not have proper mental development, brain development because of malnutrition. Hundreds of millions of them. How can you call this progress? What the ancient ideal says is, in view of the unity of selves, unity of nature, human solidarity, and universal causation. What is universal causation? Your act and my act has an impact on all, whether for good or for evil. We don't realize this. We speak good deal of karma. What do we understand? What do we know of karma? India has lost the knowledge of the great law of universal justice, the universal harmony. It has come to be regarded as mere fatalism and this kind of a misconception, misconceiving the law of karma to be mere fatalistic doctrine, is one of the reasons for degradation of India. B.P. Wadia, who is the founder, president of this institute, in his objects, one of the objects of the institute, he says, inculcate this doctrine of karma and reincarnation. In it, you will find solution to all the problems of life and shows you the way to highest progress. And I'm afraid that India has lost this. And it is the object of the Institute of World Culture to bring out the true connotation, to true meaning, its ramifications and applications of these two great laws of the universe. And it's not a law imposed on us from outside, it's a very law of a being. So, what the modern political economists say is, yes, we cannot achieve progress of all, we will aim at greatest benefit, aim at such program of social development that we will benefit maximum number of people, greatest number of people, and try to get greatest good to the greatest number of people. Has it happened? Look at America, look at UK. They are most progressed countries. Their income and their wealth is enormous. And yet, you find that hundreds of thousands of people are in dire poverty. Their mental and moral development stunted. Even the so-called developed, so-called well-to-do people, are they happy? What are they aiming life? What is the object of life? The whole economic philosophy is based on what? Greed, acquisition, exploitation. Now remember, Gandhiji always advocated this very important, ancient, old truth, which is the basis of karma, means and ends. If the means are found, you can never, by the foul means, questionable means, can never achieve the laudable end. Now, a greed-based economic philosophy, can it bring about anything good? It cannot. It is the basest motivation in human nature. What Sarvodaya, which Gandhiji spoke of, is another kind of socialism. Socialism of the noblest kind, which the Buddha and the Jesus taught and exemplified in their life. That is the socialism of Sarvodaya, which Gandhiji advocated, or rather not advocated, revived, and he himself experimented with it in his life. Now, very important truth has to be borne in mind, otherwise we will never understand Gandhiji. That is the law of karma. Karma means what? Action. We are acting all the time. We are eternal thinkers, and thinking and feeling is motivation for thinking and feeling. That is the basis of act. That is action, not physical carrying it out. Physical expression is different, but real thing is your thought and feeling and your motivation, intent. According to your motivation and intent and your outlook on life, your philosophy of life, so will be your action. That is a tremendous impact on society. No, teachers have always been saying this great truth. Neglect of social duty on the part of those who have the means of bringing succor to many of the millions of people suffering for want has a devastating effect on helpless and weaker section of society and arrests their mental and moral development. So this is the problem. So the question of development, the question of progress is a deep moral issue. We don't even understand what this moral issue is. So what is the only remedy? What is the remedy? The only remedy is this, that understanding this great truth of universal unity, universal causation, the divinity in man, divinity in all, that the whole of humanity and all beings are expressions of one supreme soul of the world, as Ishavasya Upanishad opening verse teaches. And each individual, each soul is bound by the very law of his being to sacrifice for the good of all. In other words, he treats all his possessions, his talents, his knowledge, whatever, as a trust, not for his self-gratification, to keep whatever is necessary for his life, but as a trust for the benefit of others, for the benefit of the whole. When all practice this trusteeship for the good of all, with knowledge of these laws, with wisdom, only then the terrible imbalance that wrong ideas and wrong philosophy or wrong thinking and wrong action in our political and economic field has brought about, only then it can be set right. He spoke against industrialization. How true it is, how wise. He asked, did not our great sages of India, who gave to the world the most perfect civilization and greatest culture? India is the cradle of civilizations. If you go to the ancient history and see, do you think they did not know how to produce all this machinery and technology? They purposely didn't do it. They knew that once you have a machine and undertake mass production, it will instantly destroy the livelihood of many hundreds. They knew it. And not only in India, with the Roman Empire and also in other places, you see technological achievements of surpassing the modern. And yet they did not put it to use the way we do for generation of wealth for the gratification of a few. So with profit motive, they never did it. That's why India continued to remain a pull-cart country. And you call it degradation. It is the wisest thing that one can do. The wisest thing that India did in perpetuating the simple living. So, it is not, it is mass production and industrialization in the capitalist way will only bring about human degradation, environmental destruction, which we are witnessing today, and dehumanization. So, the only remedy is what Gandhiji said, Sarvodaya day. That is, every individual should study this, make a part of his life, become a trustee, and work for the uplift of his less endowed, poorer lot, especially the countryside. So one important point everywhere, one important point is that mass production, as already said, destroys livelihood and destroys nature also. So he said, not mass production, it is production by the masses. In ancient India, the production by the masses. India's GDP, contribution of GDP to the world was something like 30-40%. Today is apparently not even 1% with all this great progress. Why? Because people at their home, in their places, they generated wealth on their land and in their homes. So it is production by the masses wherever they are situated, and each village becoming an autonomous, independent unit, and a group of such villages making a unit of social development. They produce for their consumption and without depending upon others, without enslaving others for their own consumption, and with trade with other independent units, autonomous units like that, India could become really prosperous. Now today, look at the condition of the farmer. He is indebted. All the industries of all kinds, where you take fertilizer, chemicals, seed, even seed, multinational companies have come. They're enslaving the farmer, making it impossible for him to work and make both ends meet. Hundreds of them committing suicide every day. Are we not responsible for that? Gandhi said, yes, you are responsible for that. So, the only remedy is to work on the principle of Sarvodaya, each man becoming a trustee, and promote the ideal of village development. Each village is an autonomous unit of social and economic development according to their needs, according to their genius. It is a multi-faceted genius of Indian landscape, the country. We have multiple varieties of cottage, beautiful, artistic goods and materials could be produced. And while the farmer worked in the land, during the lean season, he worked on his cottage. So he was independent. And Gandhi's idea was to revive this and at the same time work on the social level of destroying or removing the superstition of false caste system, untouchability, and enlightening the Greek about the human qualities, the human being. It's only when you work with your hands, walk with your feet, only then that you relate yourself to nature and the soil, and it makes for soul development, it makes for cultural development, it makes for spiritual development. It is the kind of development that Gandhiji advocated. Sarvodaya. Now, I think I must stop here because we're going to have very nice bhajans which were very dear to Gandhiji, which we're going to hear now. I had, from the United Lodge of Theosophists, we had contributed an article to the Theosophical movement on Sarvodaya, philosophy of Sarvodaya. I had requested the office to make some 10 copies and keep it here. I don't know whether it's been done. If they are available, please help yourself with a copy. If it is not available, you will find it in the website uitindia.org. You will find, in the Theosophical Movement of January issue, which is posted on the website, you will find this article. And finally, I thank all of you for lending your ear to poor, very poor explanation or discourse on Sarvodaya, but if I have conveyed some basic idea of it, I'll be happy. So thank you all very much. So let's look forward to the wedding.
ಗಾಂಧೀಜಿಯವರ ಪುಣ್ಯತಿಥಿಯ ದಿವಸ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಿಯವಾದ ಸರ್ವೋದಯ ತತ್ವ, ಅವರ ಜೀವನ ಮತ್ತು ಆಚರಣೆಯೇ ಸರ್ವೋದಯ ತತ್ವಕ್ಕೆ ಅನುಗುಣವಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಹಾಗೆಯೇ ಗಾಂಧೀಜಿಯವರು ನಂಬಿಕೊಂಡದ್ದು ಭಾರತದ ಸಾಂಸ್ಕೃತಿಕ ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮಿಕ ತಿರುಳನ್ನು ಅವರು ತಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಳವಡಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರು. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಾನು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸಂತ ಅಂತ ಕರೆದೆ. ಸೊ ಶ್ರೀಯುತ ರಾಮಪ್ರಕಾಶ್ ಅವರು ಬಹಳ ಸುಂದರವಾಗಿ ಅವರ ಜೀವನದ ಆಚರಣೆ, ಸರ್ವೋದಯ ತತ್ವ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು, ಅವರು ಯಾವುದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದ ಗ್ರಾಮಾಧಾರಿತ ಆರ್ಥಿಕತೆ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಒತ್ತು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು, ಗ್ರಾಮಗಳು ಉತ್ಥಾನವಾದರೆ ದೇಶ ಉತ್ಥಾನವಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅವರ ಭರವಸೆ ಇತ್ತು. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಅವರು ಅದನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಹಾಗೆಯೇ ಅವರು ಕೈಗಾರಿಕೆಗಳಿಗಿಂತ ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶ ಗುಡಿಗೈಗಾರಿಕೆಗೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಒತ್ತಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಪ್ರಾಕೃತಿಕ ವಿಕೋಪ ಇವತ್ತೇನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಅದರದ್ದ ಪ್ರಕೃತಿಯನ್ನು ದೋಹನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಪ್ರಕೃತಿಯನ್ನು ನಾವು ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಬಳಸಬಾರ್ದು ಅನ್ನುವ ತತ್ವ ಏನಿದೆ, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಸಮಪಾಲು, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಸಮಬಾಳು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂಥ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬನಿಗೂ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಬದುಕು ಸಿಗಬೇಕು, ಈ ರೀತಿಯ ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕ ಬದ್ಧತೆ ಅವರಿಗಿತ್ತು. ಗಾಂಧೀಜಿಯವರ ಮೌಲ್ಯಗಳು ಧಾರಾಳ, ಆದರೆ ಅವರ ಜೀವನ ಬಹಳ ಸರಳ. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನು ಬಹಳ ಎಳೆಯಾಗಿ ವಿವರಿಸಿ ನಮಗೆ ಬಹಳ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ವಿವರಿಸಿಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಂಥ ಸನ್ಮಾನ್ಯ ರಾಮಪ್ರಕಾಶ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹಾರ್ದಿಕ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಗಾಂಧೀಜಿಯವರು ಭಜನೆ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಆಸಕ್ತಿ ವಹಿಸಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. ಪ್ರತಿನಿತ್ಯ ಅವರ ಆಶ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಜನೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮದೇ ಭಜನಾ ತಂಡ, ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಎಸ್.ಎನ್. ಕೃಷ್ಣಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಅವರನ್ನು ಸ್ಮರಿಸಬೇಕು. ಅವರು ಫಿಸಿಕ್ಸ್ನ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿ 40 ವರ್ಷಗಳಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರತಿ ಬುಧವಾರ ಒಂದು ಭಜನೆಯನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡುವಂಥ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಅವಿರತವಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವು ಅವರ ನೇತೃತ್ವದಲ್ಲೇ ಆಗಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಆದರೆ ಮೊನ್ನೆ ತಾನೇ ಈ ತಿಂಗಳ 3ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನಗಲಿ ಹೋದರು. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಅವರ ಫೋಟೋನು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಹೀಗೆ ಅವರು ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕ ಕಳಕಳಿಯುಳ್ಳಂಥವರು, ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕವಾಗಿ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಚಟುವಟಿಕೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ತೊಡಗಿಸಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರು. ಗಾಂಧೀಜಿಯವರ ಜೀವನದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಮೆಚ್ಚುಗೆಯನ್ನು ವ್ಯಕ್ತಪಡಿಸಿ ಅದಕ್ಕನುಗುಣವಾಗಿ ಬದುಕಿದ್ದಂತಹ ಸನ್ಮಾನ್ಯ ಎಸ್.ಎನ್. ಕೃಷ್ಣಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಅವರು, ಅವರ ತಮ್ಮ ಅವರು ಎಸ್.ಎನ್. ಗಣೇಶ್, ಹಿರಿಯರಾದ ರಾಮಕೃಷ್ಣ ರಾಯರು, ಅವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಈ ತಂಡವನ್ನು ಕಳೆದ ಹಲವಾರು ವರ್ಷಗಳಿಂದ ಕಟ್ಟಿ ಬೆಳೆಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಗಾಂಧೀಜಿಯವರ ಪುಣ್ಯತಿಥಿ ದಿವಸ ಕೆಲವು ಹೊತ್ತು ಅವರು ನಮಗೆ ಭಜನೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ ನಡೆಸ್ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಆ ತಂಡದವರಿಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ.